Hello, this is G. Ramesh Kalyan, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, SNS College of Technology. The course name is 19 CSO 303 Web Designing, and the topic is Introduction to HTML, and this is part 2. This is the continuation of the previous video. So in the previous video of Introduction to XML, we saw the definitions and what is the difference between HTML and XML, and what are the properties of an XML, and what is user-defined tags. So all this we saw in the previous video, and in this we'll be seeing about the main properties of an XML. So XML is a software and hardware independent tool. So as we saw previously, it is it stands as extensible markup language, and this is much similar to HTML, and it is designed to mainly store and transfer the data, and it is a W3C recommendation, that is Worldwide Consortium. So this is the characteristics of HTML. The first one is XML simplifies things. So what is simplification is? So it simplifies the data sharing process, data transport, and XML simplifies the platform changes, of course, and XML simplifies the data availability. So as compared to HTML, XML is a simplified process that is being used by many of the users or the developers. So it simplifies the data sharing process, it simplifies the data transport, it simplifies platform changes, and also it simplifies all those data availability. So it checks whether the data is particularly available for the process. So as we saw previously, XML is a W3 consortium. So XML became a W3 recommendation as early as in February 1998. So as I said in previous video, so W3C is Worldwide Consortium. So this is an organization or a committee that gives recommendation for the particular language. So only after getting recommendation from the W3C W3C committee, so the language could be available for all for the general or for the public use. So W3C has some particular conditions or this certain rules. So once the language meets the particular rules of that particular W3C consortium or the committee recommends the language for the use of the public use for the development of the websites. So XML became the W3 consortium recommendation in February 1998. So how can XML be used? So this is regarding the usage of the XML. So XML can be used in many aspects of web development. So XML is often used to separate the data from presentation. So XML can be used in all the aspects, most of the aspects of web development processes. So as I mentioned, it is used for mainly separating the data from the presentation process. The next one is XML separates data from presentation. So XML does not, so this is because XML does not carry any information about how to be displayed, and the same XML data can be used in many different presentation scenarios. So because of this XML, there is a full separation between data and the presentation process. And then the XML is often a complement to HTML. So in many of the HTML application, XML is used to store and transport data, while HTML is used to format and display the same data. So in most of the HTML languages or the codings, XML has been added in order to store and transfer the data. And even as we saw previously, the XML codings, it simplifies many processes. Even it simplifies the process in storing and transporting of the data. And next one is XML separates data. So when displaying the HTML, you should not have an edit to the HTML file when the data changes. So with XML, the data can be stored in a separate XML files with a few lines of JavaScript code. We can read the XML file to update the data connect of any HTML pages. So this when we are using it with HTML, we have separate coding, and we save the separate file with the .xml file, so that in case of any changes of the original document, it does not reflect in this XML files, because it is being stored in a separate file. So overall, XML becomes feasible language. So XML becomes a feasible language and more quite easier language as compared to the HTML process, as the users can develop and create their own tags. They can use their own tags, so which makes the coding process quite simpler as compared to the other one. And XML files as the XML files have been stored in separate thing, even the XML files can be updated for the future use. Thank you.